podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
What is it? Is it that they don't like the Charlos? You like the Charlos?
The unified WBA, WBC, and IBF 154-pound champion of the world.
I'm happy, not angry, I'm passionate.
The WBC middleweight champion of the world.
No, I think you're a great fighter. And
I know that already.
They say, oh, the Charlos ain't fought nobody. Duh, because they don't want to fight us. Fighters, come on, step up, we with that shit. Come on, let's get it. Like I said, I went to the top already. I seen the bottom before. At the top, I seen the bottom. I went back down to the bottom and shot back the fuck back up. Now what they mad at me for? It's not like old school boxing. Where the best fight the best no more. It's about politics. It's about who you know, who you are, if you got a crowd behind you.
Sit your ass in your weight division and see if you can beat one of them. Cause fucking with me, you gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm a knockout artist, baby.
And we stand by lines only, just like we made this up. We gonna ride with it. We gonna ride with it till the day we die.
Jermall Charlo.
SDS Promotions.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Spontaneous edition, much needed edition, as Showtime has unveiled their new lineup from now until about July. It's looking like. And they announced Jermall Charlo's fight, and it's not with Jaime Munguia. It isn't Daniel Jacobs. It isn't David Lemieux or David Benavidez. It's Maciej Sulecki. I'm shocked. Honestly, I never thought it would be this level named opponent. But in one hand, I'm also shocked that Haymon continues to treat Jermall as an A-side. This will be his second time back-to-back Juneteenth weekends. And obviously, Al showing that he is invested in Jermall Charlo by giving him another hometown Houston fight on Juneteenth. A lot of people were crying about that specific date and how Haymon shouldn't be dropping the ball with all the African-American fighters that he has in that Texas area. And the Charlos have taken over that position because this will be Jermall's back-to-back. He fought Juan Maciej Montiel on the same weekend last year. And he'll be doing it this time, one day different. It'll be the 18th versus the 19th this time around. And Charlo will be getting back into the ring. It comes as a bit of a disappointment, I have to be honest. You know, there was just so many other names that we considered and never considered Sulecki. What's funny is that Jermall and Sulecki were supposed to fight December 22nd, I believe, in 2018. That's how long ago these two have been linked. Never happened, but I guess better late than never in the eyes of Al Haymon. I don't understand. Honestly, I wanted to title this like Jermall should fire Al. Maybe he should leave Al. Because people talk so much about Eddie Hearn not being able to do a job for Andre. And yeah, okay, cool. Jermall gets to headline more. Jermall is treated more of an A-side than Andre. So maybe they're doing a better job for Jermall, but I feel like he's in the same position he and Andre, fighting. Well, this is an Andre common opponent. For those that don't know, this guy has fought Demetrius Andrade and Daniel Jacobs, and even Gabriel Rosado. But again, any of those three names would have been better. Rosado, who lost to Sulecki, would have been better. Jacobs, who beat Sulecki, would have been better. And Jaime Munguia would have been better. You know, just anybody would have been better. I'm just being honest. Again, I'm really shocked. You know, I want to act as if it's a good fight, because for Sulecki, he gets an opportunity at another world title. And but it's not. It's not a good fight. I don't know. I guess Sulecki's biggest win is Rosado, which, you know, by my standards, puts him in the Hall of Fame, right? Because I love Rosado. Other than that, he holds a win over Hugo Centeno, which is a common opponent with Jermall Charlo. And he holds a win over Daryl Cunningham, not to be confused with Darren Cunningham, and a win over Gregoris Praska, who Gennady knocked out. That's about it. That's about it. So, very strange that they chose to go with Sulecki as the opponent. This does nothing for Jermall Charlo in building his name to get a Canelo fight. I think Jermall should have fought McAboo, Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. is with Star Boxing. He's not with Top Rank. Joe Smith Jr. is waiting on a Dimitri Bivol fight. Bob Arum is out here trying to do publicity work, talking about Bivol ain't really Russian. He lives in Canada. So they're trying to sell it to get that fight approved. You know, you could have ran in there and dropped an offer. You could have ran in there and dropped, hey, Benitez Boxing, I ain't justifying this shit. I don't know what you listening to. Clean the dirt out your ears, because you didn't hear me justify a damn thing. Nobody wanted this fight, especially not me, so I don't need to lie. I was expecting so much more. It comes as a huge disappointment to be thinking that you're going to fight Jaime Munguia. That doesn't happen. David Benavidez, that doesn't happen. Canelo Alvarez, that doesn't happen. Sulecki isn't a consolation prize. Sulecki doesn't move the needle for anyone. He's only top 10 in the world on BoxRec. And, you know, I would have fought Adames. You know, I would have fought Chris Eubank Jr. Realistic fights, Adames, Laura, McAboo, Joe Smith Jr. That's about it. That's about it. I mean, he could have fought Rob Brandt, but I don't know these days if he'll get it. If you know, I think he would have got the same shit that he's getting for Sulecki if he would have fought Brandt. Brandt just lost to John Beck, so you know. Slim pickings at this 160-pound division. The saddest part is that he's not even fighting a 68-pounder, making his way up to the money divisions, the division that Canelo's in, the division that he and David Benavidez could do a pay-per-view in. That's not even happening. It seems that this fight will be a 160-pound fight, and he'll be defending his 160-pound belt. So, you know, it becomes of a matter of how happy you are with this selection. Now, I'm trying to do a poll. Jermall Charlo could have rather fought, and I'm going to put Iris Landi, Laura. I like that name. I think he does a decent job versus Charlo. And then I'm thinking, who else is possible? Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant wanted that fight. Caleb Plant did not have the same energy for Benavidez that he had for Charlo. So I feel like Charlo, Caleb Plant, it was possible. So let's put Caleb Plant. Now, I don't think let's not put Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was not going to be available for June. All right. He was obviously looking to announce his fight in June. Who else could we put in there? I definitely think Laura makes sense, as he's the 160-pound WBA regular. So a win over Laura puts him in line for a shot at the Gennady and Ryota winner. Carlos Adames is someone that is potentially gonna be called as the mandatory. He was supposed to be an eliminator with Jaime. Jaime chose not to take that. So we'll put Carlos Adames as an option, as rather have fought, right? Who else can we put? That's about it. Let's look to some higher divisions. I'm thinking Makabu would have been possible, right? If people think you can beat Canelo, you shouldn't have a problem with Makabu. People were calling in here saying Makabu looked horrible his last fight and Canelo's cherry picking. So, I mean, that seems like it would have been a decent fight. Can the middleweight in Charlo move up to Makabu and be able to get that win just so that he can kind of title block, right? He's title blocking Canelo at that option. Makabu is ranked number 2 in the Ring Magazine. Dorticos number 1 and Meredith British number 3. So I don't know how you can, cherry pick a top 2 cruiserweight, but, that's according to the Canelo detractors, he's cherry picking. So I'd like to see Jermall take on Makabu. My producer making a horrible choice in Jarrett Hurd. No one wants that fight. I don't even think Hurd's won. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, we got to look up again. So we'll go to 6'8" now and see, is there anything at 6'8" available for him? Obviously, Plant isn't ready for a June fight. Benavidez is busy for a June fight. Darrell's in talks with Plant. John Ryder is an option that Canelo has on the back with Eddie. I don't think it's an option that's worth Charlo exorbitant resources to get, because Ryder's not at commodity. You're better off going with Joe Smith at 75, and he's number 3 in the Ring Magazine, because you already can't get Bivol, and Beterbiev might be sidelined due to Russian, being affiliated with Russia. So Jermall Charlo could have rather fought, and I put these 4 names: Islandri Lara, Carlos Adames, and the other 2 that I escaped my mind. Once the poll generates, I'll let you know. But yeah, Makabu and Joe Smith Jr. Which one of these are beatable for Charlo? All right, 80% already picking Laura. Safe choice. Laura's a little old in the tooth. Never moved up from 54 until very late in his career. Canna wants Luis Aries, but Luis Aries has been in camp with the Charlos. I don't think that's a fight that he would take. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a good one. But Carlos Adames, he's going to be called as the mandatory pretty soon. So is that a good fight? Just to get it out the way. Kind of like Terrence Crawford called his mandatory with Cav Velasquez without it being, handed down by the sanctioning bodies. So that might be a good option. I think it made more sense from a business standpoint and a positioning standpoint than fighting Sulecki. Sulecki is a volunteer, which means is that's not been mandated by the sanctioning bodies who you pay sanctioning fees to. So why slide in Sulecki? So then when you're available for Canelo or Benavidez, all of a sudden you got this mandatory in Carlos Adames. But it looks like I've been joined by Ray, the business. You can join me too by calling in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation anywhere in the world. Let me go ahead and put that phone line number and link in the description so you can just click it if you are a guest user. Ray, what up?
What's going on, Ness? How you doing?
Chilling.
Yeah, man. I see we're talking about my man Jermall Charlo.
Tap your mic. Let me make sure you mic'd up. You are not.
You can hear me?
You are not.
Nah?
You
Give me 1 second.
It's in your Skype settings, though.
How about now? Mic check.
Just tap it. You rocking and rolling.
All right, let's do it.
You rocking and rolling.
Little technical difficulties, but
Real quick, I got a cash app from Anthony Johnson. Says, "Let's go, champ."
Yo, so all right, we talking about the fight announcement for Jermall Charlo.
Jermall Charlo taking on the super fight in June 19th in Houston.
The fight everybody was asking for, right?
Everybody, bro. Did you see the comments on ESPN? They're dragging this poor guy.
Nah, man. Inform me, enlighten me.
Oh man, I'll screen share him, bro. Bad choice, man. Bad choice by Al usually makes good decisions, but he's been destroying Charlo's career.
That's what I'm saying, man. And I know I caught a little bit of what you were saying before I hopped on, and I know you said I don't know if you said you were surprised or if you were expecting something else.
I was disappointed.
You know what? I'm not disappointed. I'm not surprised. I knew this is exactly what was going to happen because this has been the case. This has been the trend that is going on, fighting levels of opposition that aren't world-class opposition. No disrespect to Sulecki. He is a great fighter, but he's not world championship level. I mean, unless he beats Charlo, but that's yet to be seen.
Yo, it's crazy. First message. This is getting ridiculous. And I'm screen sharing so you can follow along. This is one of our, the next one is from one of our pound for pound supporters in New Jersey. Shout out to Andre Dakota. And he puts, who? With the very surprised look on face emoji. Then he comes back and says, bruh, laugh out loud. Someone else by the name of DJ Jet Life says, who? Laugh out loud. That comment alone has 116 likes. So 116 people are asking themselves, who?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. And, I've said it several times on the show is that what drives pay-per-view numbers are casual fans. Boxing fans, we know who Sulecki is. Casual fans, they're going to say, who? Who is this guy? And they don't know who he is. And, something else that I had commented on when y'all were posting about the Jaime Munguia talks is I said the whole thing is cap. I knew exactly what was going to happen before it happened. It was like I've seen this movie play out in boxing so many times. I feel they never wanted to make this fight. They just wanted to pretend they wanted to make this fight, use the excuse of, it fell apart at the 11th hour. We couldn't get it together because of the networks, and then use that to build up this other opponent and just get the pot boiling before they dropped us in.
Yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad, but I want to continue with these comments because,
Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear it.
This is how the general public is feeling. And the thing is that this isn't our Instagram. This is the ESPN, leader in worldwide sports. So these comments mean something. We stopped off on who. The next one has 95 likes, and it says nobody wanted this fight, or nobody wants this fight. Excuse me. Nobody wants this fight. 95 likes. Then another one with 102 likes. Beautiful sarcasm here. He got his, and I quote, in quotes, big fight. 102 likes. The next guy got 231 likes. The fight we all wanted to see. Man, I can't wait. The sarcasm comments get more likes than anything.
Yeah. I mean, I posted on my story, I did a screenshot of a tweet I saw, and it was like, man, this is not what Canelo was talking about when he said go fight each other.
Mm-hmm. Another guy says, honestly, don't even want to watch who Munguia's fighting next. Disappointed they couldn't make that bout. 62 likes. 71 likes. Who the fuck is that? 153 likes. Oscar and Al Heyman's fault for not making the Munguia fight.
Yep.
67 likes. 5 cherries emojis with the caps only. Cherries only instead of lions only.
I mean, if you go down his resume, besides Derevianchenko, what are we really looking at?
Bruh. Yo, look at this guy. 18 likes. Another who for the Charlos. Damn, and that's what happens to Jermall. He gets bulked in with Jermall. You know that I Googled Jermall today? I'm going to see if it happens again. I Googled Jermall today, and Google search tried to correct me and asked me if I'm looking for Jermall. You know that's got to be tough.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy too is once upon a time when the Charlos were first getting on that world class level.
Nah, I didn't do it right now. That sucks, yo. I swear to you, it did. It was like, did you? No, it says search instead. Search instead for Jermall, the more popular brother. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I remember when they were first like blowing up on that world stage, that Jermall was the one that had the power. Yeah. Everybody was like, man, this is the guy. Yes. And Jermall was the one getting the decisions and whatnot. And everyone was like, oh, he's good. He's technical, but he's not quite his brother. Now I feel like it's flip-flop, man.
They would always say the big Charlo, because they thought Jermall was the puncher. And, Jermall slowly but surely took over that title. Crazy, man. Crazy, because I don't know what Sulecki brings to the table. Like, for me, from a television producer standpoint, right, or television programming, Rosado's been on television more. They know him. Like, I would have got Gabe Rosado rather than Sulecki.
I think he already fought Rosado.
No, the brother did. Jermall
fought Rosado.
Hey, and from what I hear, they wanted Jermall to fight Tony Harrison. So if you're considering that dude, you might as well fought this other dude, because Sulecki does nothing, man. It's not even good common opponent, man. It's a bad choice, man.
Yeah, when earlier I heard you saying, it doesn't move the needle at all. I would argue that it maybe even drops the needle a little bit, because we had so much emphasis on, so many people trying to say he deserves the Canelo fight. He deserves the Canelo fight. And I was very vocal on, no, he doesn't, compared to everybody else. And this is exactly why, because this is what we see here. And I know, maybe that statement in itself might frustrate some Jermall Charlo fans, but I bet this whole situation frustrates them. You know what I mean? It must suck to have your favorite fighter or one of your favorite fighters consistently put on fights like this that nobody asked for.
No, and this is my thing. Canelo, he's fighting that country rock band. He's fighting, he's on a Euro tour. Mm-hmm. What is Charlo doing? And obviously you can't single him into any one demographic, because he's fought some Brandon Adams. He's fought a Russian in Korobov, a Mexican in Hugo Centennial, an Ireland guy, someone from Ireland in Dennis Hogan. Ukraine, he had the war with both of them before it even started with Derevyanchenko, a Mexican in Montiel. But, like, those names are all on par. They're all, like, at best, one or two maybe could be B minuses and pluses, but mostly C plus fighters.
That might be generous. Yeah, I would say, C fighters, and that's no disrespect to the fighters, but when you put them on the level, like I remember a couple months ago, you were talking about, how would we rate certain fighters on that 1 to 10 scale, especially based off of, how much does a unification mean? How much does, multiple titles mean? When you do stuff like that, if we're going by the grade scale, I mean, yeah, those fighters are C fighters at best.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I got big money. No, Ken Stone says, give us Eubank Jr., Jared Hurd, Islandri Lara, or Carlos Adames, please. I wouldn't say Hurd showed he was damaged goods. Like, Aries beat him. He can't just get a title shot off of Aries' loss. So I would
argue that he's at least a better name, though.
He is a better name.
And
he's
a former world
unified champion.
Former unified champ. Yeah,
absolutely. But
yeah,
maybe he didn't want to take that fight.
Probably not.
I don't know, man, but I feel like they could have done so much better with all the talks. We sent 40 million, 50 million for Canelo. Oh, we want Jaime. And this is what you pull? I don't like it, man. I got Big Money Texas Toledo that says, as a Houstonian, I'm very disappointed. But ducks flock with ducks, and the Eagles, Jermall, soar high with the Eagles. Real Lions only. Damn, they excluded a brother now. He ain't even part of Lions only. And according to Jermall, he created Lions only anyway, so that's his shit. Or what is it Lions only that he created?
I guess so.
I remember when his YouTube channel came out, like he had that whole thing that he created it. He was the one putting out content. They had a little back and forth, him and Jermall. But it looks like we got Rider of the Storm. Even Canelo is saying, who? What the fuck? Damn, you think Canelo knows who Sulecki is?
I don't even think Canelo's even paying attention to this, to be honest. He doesn't even care.
That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even on his radar, And you know what's crazy, too, is that one thing I will say about the whole Charlo situation with the two brothers is that I like, in the state of whose stock is higher, I like the fact that Jermall's stock, I would say, is higher than Jermall's right now, even though he's not undefeated. And that makes me feel good about the place that we're in boxing, that we're kind of getting away from that whole, you have to have a O in order to be successful. I like the fact that he's, going for the undisputed. He's got the, 3 out of the 4 belts. He fought to a draw in the other one. So, I mean, you could argue he's got 2 blemishes on the record, but the one that's undefeated, he's putting on fights like this. So which one would you really rank higher? I'm rocking with Mel.
I mean, obviously he gets ranked higher. He's got all the accolades, all the accomplishments, and he's got the real fights. He's got the real fights, man. This is what I'm saying. Like, I wanted to title the show, Should Jermall Charlo Leave Al Heyman? Is Al Heyman failing Jermall Charlo? Like, Islandri Lara got the Canelo fight. He don't even speak English, bro. Trout got the Canelo fight. He's with Al. Plant got the Canelo fight. He's with Al. Danny Jacobs got the Canelo fight. He was and still is with Al. Like, what's going on with Jermall? What did he do? He's on somebody's bad side. He can't, bruh. The biggest name on his resume is still Austin Trout. And someone will argue that it's Julian Williams, but, technically speaking, he beat Julian Williams as a prospect. Mandatory.
Yeah, before he became unified champion.
Exactly. So, what did he do, man? He pissed somebody off.
Some would argue that Trout was past his day when he fought Trout as well.
I don't know, but he need to fight somebody. Like, you got nieces and nephews. Like, Jermell's kids are going to talk to their uncle like, yo, my daddy got 7 belts. How many belts you got, I'm just saying.
I got 1, and then I used to have another one.
I'm just saying. He going to go to his closet, whip out the red IBF and the WBC. I'm just saying, like, it's real simple shit. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I got Maciej in Ohio by way of Newark. but also in Florida. Charlo's choice of opponents is lackluster. 168 was easy for Canelo fight, but in a game of chess, he is in check. Benavidez at the top of the WBC route. Devil face emoji. I guess, I don't know why people think Benavidez better look good versus Lemieux. You can't go in there. It's like Brandon Maurice said, man. These guys got an opportunity to make a name for themselves in these tune-ups. They better spark them. They better not go life and death with tune-ups.
I mean, I think I would say Lemieux is a much, much better opponent than Sulecki.
Ooh.
I know how you feel about it.
I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know that Lemieux is a better opponent. Sulecki, he's game. And he beat Rosado.
But so have 13 other people.
All good names, though. I don't think.
No. He doesn't just lose to nobody.
Yeah, I don't think he lost to just any. Like, I don't. Does Rosado have any? I'm gonna pull him up. I don't think he has any upset losses. Like, it's all dudes who should have beat him.
Yeah, let's check that out. I'm pulling up box
I gotta pull him up, man. I need to find out now. Gabriel,
which that's no disrespect. Oh, actually, I said 13. I meant 14. My bad.
Yo, I love the Google listens. All I put was GAB. That shit was like Gabriel Rosado box.
So Munguia, Jacobs. Which Jacobs you could argue that he won.
Jacobs
Sulecki,
a good name. Munguia's a good name.
Martin
Jacobs
Murray,
a good name.
Willie Monroe.
Damn, he lost to Martin Murray too. That's a good name. Everybody, listen. Everybody thought Martin Murray beat Sergio Martinez in Argentina that night when it rained. They robbed him. So he also fought Monroe. That's another decent name, good boxer. Not a lot of power, but he fought the dude in question, Lemieux, Jermall Charlo, Peter Quillen. That's what I'm saying. His losses.
He had Killer's Row for a minute man.
Bro, look. See, a lot of people don't know his run. This is what got him on the map, right? Like, he lost to Angulo. So then it was a wrap. He was working at Home Depot, took that fight short notice, lost to Angulo. Now he can't get fights. You know what I'm saying? So he getting some local fights in AC. Fought Saul Roman, was the biggest name out of them two dudes he fought. Gets a Derek Puenis fight. That's the brother of Jaron Ennis. Loses that fight. That's it. Rosado's done. NBC Sports Network, Character Duva gets a deal with NBC Sports. She signs Rosado because he's local to PA and Philly. She was using the Bethlehem Casino. My man was able to rack up all these wins you about to see. So he got this Jamal Davis win, I.E. Bruce win, the Kean Collins, Jesus Soto Carras, Shakur Powell was a vacant WBO Intercontinental, which put him in line for Canelo, but not really because it's a Continental. You understand? But obviously that was the headline. Oh, he's got a belt, possible Puerto Rican, Mexican, blah, blah, blah. So now he's hot because he got the WBO strap, and if he beats Whitaker, he becomes the mandatory to Kenan Bundridge at 54. Same Kenan Bundridge that I believe is about to end up fighting one of the Charlos, right? So he fights Whitaker, beats him, looks good. HBO offers Kathy Duva the Gennady fight. He moves up, fights Gennady. So people didn't know boxing.
That was a tough fight.
People didn't know boxing. Notice Jesus Soto Carras was already tough, and Shakur Powell was already tough. Carras already beat Andre, or would go on to beat Berto, and Shakur Powell, I'm pretty sure he beat Spinks or somebody else. He got an upset himself, either Spinks or Bundridge. So then Rosado turns around, fights Golovkin, Jay Leon, Peter Quillen, Jermall Charlo, David Lemieux, in that order. Dude's tougher than leather, man. Tougher than leather. So I don't know. That's why I ride with him. That was your recap on Gabe Rosado's resume because we love.
That was a close fight with Jay Leon too. That was the
he won that fight. It got overturned because Jay Leon popped.
Yeah,
but he definitely won that fight.
What was that? That was on the undercard of the Mayweather Berto. I mean Mayweather Ghost Guerrero.
I can't even remember. You need the Almanac Danny for that, but I just remember that buildup was official. Him and Jay
Five
Leon.
for 2013. Yeah. You know what I'll say real quick? You brought up Soto Carras versus Berto, man. I feel bad for Berto in that fight. You know, he tore out his shoulder.
Yeah.
He was pulling Gary Russell Jr. fighting with one shoulder.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this sport, man. Like, ain't no timeouts, ain't no doctors. Like, you got to fight with one arm or you got to quit, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That shit ain't fun.
Nah.
But and then I thought the ref called it a little soon.
Yeah, man.
Like, right, I felt bad.
Well,
for
I
Berto.
mean, Berto there was no I watched that fight. He was done. Without that arm versus Carras lets hands go. He's a dog, and he's already a dude that's willing to take 2 to land 1. So he was letting them shits go. I got Ryder of the Storm that says, at least Canelo Euro Tour has real belts. Exactly. You see, and this is what I'm saying. Like, why do we spit in the air for it to fall on our face? Like, why are we calling Canelo a tour, a Euro Tour, or a country rock band when these other dudes, what exactly are they doing? Like, there's no defending or justifying. It's like Al could have got, and I gave 4 names. My poll is going. Islandri Lara was the WBA regular at 160. It makes you it puts you in position to fight the winner of Murata Golovkin. You got Carlos Adames. He was already talked about to being an eliminator with Munguia. So you get your mandatory out the way. Makabu. Go ahead and Dikembe Mutombo motherfucking Canelo's plans. Take that belt from him. If he's such a bum, if he's
There's
small,
no way.
if he ain't good, Charlo, take that belt. Same thing for Joe Smith. Come on, man. This blue collar, union worker. Take him out. You've been doing this all your life. Lionzoni. Whatever. Get it done.
You know what, Ness? I'll tell you why both of those options are completely out of question, and I'll refer to his brother on that. He's saying that his brother doesn't even want to go up to 168. Of course, unless it's a Canelo fight. But when it's David Benavidez, it's he's a bully and he's picking on him and this and that.
Yeah,
So
and
168
he got to
out of
need a
question.
catch weight. He need a catch weight 164.
Silly. Yeah.
But that's Benavidez. Maybe again, Makabu. Maybe he ain't that threat. Maybe they look at Makabu. I mean, I don't know what co-host I was debating with where he like, yo, did you see the Makabu and Minshew fight? And it's like they making it seem like Makabu's so ass. So go ahead. He the number 2.
I think that was Brandon.
He the number 2 in the division. Number 2. Go ahead then. Jump up there and fight him if he's so booty. If he ain't
That's
no
the
good.
thing. I agree. I thought that fight was ass, and I thought that he lost, and I thought that whoever fights him, especially if it's Canelo, he's gonna be fighting a walking aqua bag. If Makabu puts up the performance that he did in Warren, Ohio. But who knows? Maybe he'll show up against one of these other guys. But to your point, who's going to show up for it? If it's such easy pickings, then go do it. Where they at, though?
And listen, don't tell me there ain't no money because you bringing Sulecki to Houston on June 19th. This ain't no regular date.
Yeah.
This your date. They trying to make this your date. This back to back, like Drake. Like this back to back dates on the same weekend. The African American fans have been fighting for this. Shout out to Fred Hawthorne. He's always campaigned for Al to give his fighters this June 19th date, and he he did it last year, and now he's following it up this year. So there is money. Do you believe that there would have been enough money to offer Makabu to come to Texas and be this guy June 19th, 18th, but 19th weekend and fight Charlo?
Is it going to be on the 18th?
It will be on the 18th.
Okay, gotcha.
June 19th is a Sunday.
The 19th is a Sunday, but I mean PBC's been throwing Sunday cards, so you never know.
No, I mean it's still the weekend though. Canelo's fight day. Yeah. I mean he fights Cinco de Mayo, Cinco Siete. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's like May 3rd, and they call it Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, and May 7th, and they call it Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly, but I mean at the end of the day, this is where you talk about we look down his box rec, we look at his resume, right? And we look at this trend that's going on and we blame Al Heyman, but at what point do we say, okay, is it conspiratorial to say maybe this is Jermall that's asking for this?
I mean,
maybe
it can't
he's
be,
the
though.
one turning down fights or asking for
how
these
though?
fights?
How? If he's the one being talked about to be in a $40 million fight with Canelo or rather Triple G, then a $50 million fight with Canelo, and then he was in talks with Munguia where they agreed, and it was more about network. So the money wasn't an issue. So there's, again, I don't want to hear anybody calling and tell me there's no money, because there's obviously money for Charlo. You know, they offered Golovkin 40, they offered Canelo 50, and they agreed with Munguia. Tom Brown, he initiated the offer, so whatever they offered Munguia, they were happy. Charlo was already happy. They just could not lock in a broadcaster.
Yeah, see, you know what, Ness, the issue with that is that you would have to convince me that that was ever going to happen in the first place, and I don't know that anyone can.
What you mean? That the fight was ever going to happen?
Yeah, that
with
it
Munguia?
was yeah, that was never going to happen.
But why not?
Because it already has the built-in excuse. Like,
yeah, but two people,
like I was saying.
Yeah, but it don't matter. Two teams sat down. Two teams sat down to get out to agree on numbers, and like the last thing they couldn't agree on was one network doing it. So I don't know. I don't know that wasn't realistic. That felt
which
realistic.
I'm not even at the table, and I could tell you that was going to be the biggest hurdle, right? So that should have been the first. They should have been talking about that before they even sat.
Well, the reason I don't think it was ever spoken about, because like Espinoza made very clear and simple, the person that initiates puts the network. You know, like, I can't sit and wait for Ray to send me an offer and then say, nah, Ray, you got to fight me on my network. Like, you're sending me an, I don't even know that you want to fight me. Like, they didn't know. That came out of left field from Munguia, and he wanted it. I don't know, man. You know, boxing sucks. It's very sad that is the biggest headline on a daily basis. On a 24-hour news cycle. On a 24-hour news cycle, the headline is fights falling apart.
Yeah, and that's what it is. All of this talk got a whole lot of headlines, didn't it?
Yeah, but it ain't gonna help though. You see, I used to be like that 5 years ago, maybe like 7 years ago, like they're doing this to build up. But how the fuck talking about Munguia made Sulecki hot?
Well, this is what they can do now.
It disappointed us.
You have Oscar, Mr. We gotta let it marinate, De La Hoya, who can sit here and go, Bob. Okay, they might be sitting back and going, hey, listen, we're going to pretend we're going to make this fight. It's going to fall apart. We'll both take separate fights in the interim. And then in the meantime, in between time, we go fight our separate fights. And then we come back to talks. You know what I mean? So it gives it a little more marination, a little more seasoning on that fight. And then when he does fight Munguia, he could be like, see, I actually fought somebody.
I don't know, man. I don't know the marination was necessary, especially not on the half Oscar, because they already been marinating. I mean, if you think about it, you know, Munguia, his resume, you know, he's done a lot of left, you know, like slightly turned left or right versus just going straight, you know.
Yeah, when the road is there in front of him.
Yeah, I want to say the biggest name on his resume is Gabriel Rosado. Again, you know, Gabe's starting to, like, we're going to have to take a drink every time we say Gabe's name because he's on someone's resume, but I don't know anyone else bigger on the resume of Munguia. You know, someone can argue the champion, Saddam Ali, but we all know what that was, a welterweight moving up, and he's retired since. There's nothing on there. Like, Gabriel Rosado is the biggest name on Munguia's resume, and that...
Oh, bro, the GOAT. The GOAT, Gary O'Sullivan.
Oh, Spike, common opponent with Lemieux, who's about to fight Benavidez. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, his name is flooded with C-level fighters, and that's why I'm saying that he's not trying to build it up anymore. Like, it's time for Jaime. That's why they were in negotiations, and it was like, do we fight John Beck for an interim, or do we go ahead and go fight this dude for the real belt? And they couldn't get it over the hump. But it's like I said when I did this show. It felt like that was Oscar begging DAZN to make an offer. Like, because if DAZN wanted to be part of this, why weren't they part of it? Like, where's the offer? Like, Espinoza's very transparent. You know, Espinoza would be like, well, they wanted to air it and, you know, sell it for $60 to their subscribers, which they know we sell pay-per-view for $80. Like, give me a reason. But there wasn't no reason because I don't know that there was an offer from DAZN as to how to do this co-broadcast. Because
so
that was the hiccup.
Munguia, I would say Munguia's biggest win was Liam Smith. Liam Beefy. That's probably his.
But wasn't Beefy a title defense, bro?
Yeah, but
okay,
I mean,
so why would he be? That's just a former champ.
Yeah, I mean, Rosado's not.
I
a
guess
former champ.
you're right. You're right.
So
I guess you're right. He isn't a former champ.
He's a former champ, you know.
And I guess
and then,
the 2 wins that Beefy has over Liam Williams look better and better every day.
Yeah, that is true. And then the other thing I'll say too is, like, you know, to your point that you just brought up with the whole negotiations. I mean, at the end of the day, is that this is what we expect in boxing, right? So I've been burnt. My hand has been burnt so many times that I'm not surprised when the stove is hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it smells fishy to me when when talks like that go down. I say, you know what? I don't even want to hear about it until it's signed. Once it's signed, then I'll believe it. And then when it goes, oh, it fell apart. Yeah, big surprise. You know?
Wow. So the poll is 50% of the people felt it could have rather. He could have rather fought Laura. I'm shocked that only 11% want Makabu. 19% want the already beaten, pretty easily punched Carlos Adames, who's just a contender. Not even is he a contender? I don't know. But he's definitely not a title challenger or titleist. And then Joe Smith is tied with 19%. I mean, go figure. I don't get him.
So wait, who was number one?
They cherry picking for Charlo. They picking the number one oldest guy. Yeah, the oldest guy. They want the oldest guy.
This is where I circle back to. I don't want to be conspiratorial, but you think maybe that fight was never offered because they used to spar together. He knows how difficult Laura was.
No, Laura got no problems. Got no problems fighting the Charlos. He said that.
No, I'm saying, what if Charlo is like, hey, you know, if we're gonna pick somebody, how about we don't fight that guy because he's super tricky to deal with?
I hear you. OTKP, nobody give a damn about Makabu till Canelo saying he fighting him on Dazn in his 3rd fight. But if you become Makabu and you got that belt, he gonna have to call you out. And if you don't, then you vacate. What? Canelo pick up belts and vacate them all the time. People just don't know how to play the game. They being played by the game instead of playing the game. That's the problem. Canelo out here playing the game.
Canelo playing 4D chess.
He out here playing the game, man. These other dudes, they bullshit.
They're playing checkers.
Something.
Mancala.
Let's open up these phone lines. I got some more super chats to get to, but you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Absolutely free to drop us a 5-star review, helping us remain the number 1 boxing podcast on the planet. Yeah, man, look us out. It costs you nothing. We're going out to Randy in Austin, Texas. What up?
Yeah, I think this whole thing, like, it wasn't even 2 weeks ago that we started hearing about the Jaime Munguia and Charlo fight. Now all of a sudden they close the deal in like a snap of a finger with Sulecki. For me, that just tells me that they used Jaime Munguia's name.
Get the hell out of here, bro. Come on, bro.
And now that they got
you got to be
Sulecki
smarter
fight,
than that, bro.
I'm with him. I'm with you. Keep going.
No, listen to me.
I think that plan was already in place the whole time.
Sulecki he's not Jaime. He lost to Jaime. Sulecki's waiting for a fight with anybody. He'll fight for food. We talking about Jaime being a name. Of course that's going to be different than Sulecki, but why would the negotiations with Charlo and Sulecki take long? My man's starving for a fight. What network he belongs to? Who's his fucking manager? What are you guys talking about? Jaime's a name. No. Y'all tripping.
Nah, Ness, you're right.
No, I'm talking about Sulecki.
I know, but you're trying to say that, it's fake. How you going to be asking for Jaime, but then all of a sudden you make the Sulecki fight so easy? Of course you can make an easy fight with a B-side. He's a B-side. Jaime's an A-side. It takes longer for 2 A-sides. That's what I'm saying.
I think what he's saying is that it smells fishy.
It don't smell fishy. Again, Sulecki's a B-side loser. Who the fuck he beat? We just talked about that. His biggest name is Rosado. One solid win. Well, Proska, I guess, is another common opponent with Gennady, but like, come on, man. I'm all right. I whatever. Yeah, I don't get it.
I think it was Oscar's fault at the end of the day, though. He's always talking about we got to make these guys fight each other. In the old days, we all fought each other, but Oscar's the guy that's making everybody wait and marinate these fights. He's a hypocrite.
Yeah. I don't know.
So that's my call.
Thank you. Good call, though. You got me excited and riled up because I can't believe that like anyone can see it that way. I feel like Sulecki is just like any B-side waiting for a fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, perfect example. Right now, the word is Virgil was forced out of his fight with Michael Mickinson. Blair to Flair, B-side, he said it himself, this is my first time as a co-main. So Blair to Flair, B-side, took his shirt off here on his Instagram. Yo, I step up right now, never fear, Blair to Flair's here, I want Michael Mickinson. You think it's going to be hard for Mickinson to make a fight right now with Rashidi Ellis that hasn't fought in 2 years and just got freed from his Golden Boy contract and begging for a welterweight fight? Nah, it ain't gonna be hard. That's what I'm saying. How is it hard for Charlo and Sulecki to make a fight when Sulecki's a known B-side? He just gonna say yeah.
I think both things could be true at the same time. Like I think the whole situation smells fishy, but I'm with you on that because
You're a conspiracy theorist, Ray. I see you.
I've seen. Well, I mean, how many times have we seen the same headlines? Oh, fight falls apart. This and that. We couldn't agree to terms. And then they put on this fight, that fight. I mean, I see the way boxing works. We've been in this game for a while. We've seen it time and time again, so it's one of those things. But I've also seen in those backdoor negotiations of how easy fights get made. It's when you're the A side, you put out the offers to B sides, you send it out to the manager.
That's right.
Hey, who wants to take this fight? Somebody will go boom for the right price, especially a couple G's like that.
Exactly. You think Sulecki? When the last time Sulecki fought? Let's go to that.
But at the end of the day, there's a contingency plan in place.
His last fight was December 21. Wow. Mm-hmm. And that was in Poland. And he's had two fights back-to-back in Poland. And it's one per year. He fought twice in 19, once in 20, and once in 2021. I'm telling you, how that's going to be hard to make. That's not hard to make. My man is waiting. He waiting for somebody to send him an offer. Please send me an offer. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. I got no network. Who needs my services? I got Andre Dakota who says, Kel Sutherland, Eubanks promoter, would have picked up the phone and listened to a Heyman offer. This would have been great for European boxing TV. # World TV. I mean, the only problem with that is that, Chris is now with Boxer, so we don't know what that really means. Good old, what's his name? Bob Shalom or Ben Shalom?
Yeah, something like that. And I would counter that at, okay, what was the last top fight that Eubank had? I feel like Eubank's doing the same thing just across the pond.
Yeah, I mean, he fought Liam Williams. I ranked Liam Williams, but my man is on a 3-fight loss streak, right? He lost to Andre and Eubank now. But I got some more callers. Let me get to New York City.
Listen, Vegas don't know nothing. The world don't know nothing. Only I know everything.
We did it first, and we motivate even the greats.
Oh, what a big shot by Lopez! I told everybody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
What he done to the boxing world to be #1 in a junior weight division?
SDS Promotions.
Yo, what's good? How's my audio, fellas?
Straight, what up?
Yo, man, the Alphabet Boys, the LDB, whatever guys are going to be calling in saying that Sulecki's a hell of a fighter. Tough, young, hungry lion that got beat by Danny Jacobs. Charlo's situation, his whole resume is ass. He should just retire. He's not doing nothing to get the Canelo fight, man. I don't understand this. He's not doing nothing at all. I mean, that's a fight that I'm gonna quote you on this, Ness. You said this about Andre's last fight. I'm gonna be using my Manscaped during that fight instead of watching that bullshit fight. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. He could have fought Danny Jacobs. He could have fought fucking anybody, bro. Come on, man. He's trying to get a Canelo fight. And didn't they say they had something big lined up for Charlo? What happened with Plant? What happened with Benavidez? Nobody's gonna earn the Canelo fight. They're just fighting D-level fighters, man. Canelo fighting champion after champion. Why don't Charlo move up to 190 and fight Makabu? Why don't Charlo fight Beterbiev? Why don't Charlo fight fucking Usyk? Do something, bro. They're not doing nothing at all, man. Let's talk about something better than that. Teofimo Lopez is coming back in May, man. It's official. He's gonna they're waiting for him to get the brain scan, make sure he didn't get no brain damage. And if all things work well, he's gonna fight. Oh, in fact, you know what? Jerron Ennis. Yo, Ness, Jerron Ennis he signed a multi-fight contract with Showtime. You know about that?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, that should be the title of the show. Jerron Ennis, man. He's gonna take over the welterweight division after he bodies Castillo Clayton. Is gonna be on the Spence undercard. And I heard that Javante Davis is gonna fight in Brooklyn, man. You heard about that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I might go see that fight. The last time I saw a live fight was in Crawford Ford Crab and Lobster in the Garden. You know, but yeah, Boots Ennis, man, the future of boxing is about to fight. He's gonna be on Charlo's undercard, the other brother, right?
Yo, but you read the article, right? Let me get you some other calls. I got CYP with a counterpunch. But you read the article. It says that while he signed the 3-fight deal or a multi-fight deal with Showtime, he got no connection to PBC, even though his fight's been with fringe PBC guys and on PBC cards. So I'm still right about Crawford going over there to talk to Espinoza about what he got. Because guess what? Espinoza don't need the okay of Al Heyman to make Terrence Crawford versus Jerron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? But that's that. CYP, what up?
Yo, the new host. You stop taking it so personal, my guy. Stop taking it personal. They was just in negotiations. Oscar De La Hoya, who told everybody, yes, I want to fight. Yes, we're in negotiations. Yes. He's on the other side, and he was telling you that this fight's going to happen. PBC on this side telling you this fight's going to happen. The fight falls out. Now, what do you do when a fight fall out and your boxer is going on a year layoff? You find the guy as quick as possible who going to sign on the dotted line. That's what you have to do. When Charlo fights, he's going to be out the ring for a whole year. My man got to fight somebody. Stop talking about Sulecki so much and talk about the fact that Jaime Munguia fell through. That's the topic, not the replacement dude who he needs to fight off coming off of a year layoff. Sometimes y'all take it too personal. I know it sounds like I'm a Charlo guy, so of course I'm going to say that, but I'll do this for anybody when it makes sense. Let's stop the dumb shit. Stop taking stuff personal.
Wait. I need to understand what you're saying here. You saying we shouldn't be mad at the opponent, we should be mad at Munguia?
Yes, because that's what was holding up Sulecki. Because if this shit would have been happening 2 months ago, say they would have been negotiating 2 months ago, Charlo had more time to find a better opponent. But if he's fighting in June, that'll be a whole year off. That literally is.
But CYP, I mean, come on, man. He could have found a better opponent. Like Laura's a better opponent.
Hold on a second. First off, you acting like Laura at 38 years old can take another L. How many times have we talked on the show year after year? If Danny loses in a welterweight, it's going to be a problem. Danny lost again. What are you talking about doing?
But
nothing.
So what? So what we're gonna say that so now you're saying that Laura would have not taken the fight.
Yes, Laura is 38 years old.
All right. What about Carlos Adames? Would he have taken the fight? And would he have been a better fight than Sulecki?
I would have loved Carlos Adames, but y'all don't love Carlos Adames. So don't act like you like him now. No,
I mean he's in my brother. I put those names in the options. What are you talking about?
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about TBV. TBV did not like Carlos Adames 2 weeks ago. I was the one talking about the dude only got one loss. He a contender. Everybody talking about he trash. So let's keep the energy the same. It don't matter who the fuck Charlo fight. If Charlo ain't fighting a dude on the zone, which we just saw.
CYP, let me ask you. I want the Makabu fight. Why he can't fight Makabu?
Get real, man. You expect Jermall Charlo or anybody fighting at 160 right now, anybody fighting at 160 to go put on 30 pounds in 3 months and go fight at 190? Come on,
So
man.
why could Canelo do it? This is what I don't understand. And why when he does it, it's considered a cherry, but when Charlo does it, it's impossible.
Canelo didn't go from 160 to 190, my man. Like, stop the game. Stop playing with us. Dude, hey, go to the next caller, man. Go to the next caller.
I'm just saying, ain't the new threshold for cruiserweight 191 or some shit like that?
Everybody going from 160 to 190. Let's cut the bullshit,
Bruh,
man.
don't act like he walk around at 160. Cut the bullshit, CYP. That man already 190.
Name somebody who did it in the past. Name me one dude who went up 30 pounds from one fight to the next. Go ahead.
That's how you get in them history books, but being the first.
I win because even Roy Jones didn't do that.
All right. What about Joe Smith Jr.? That was my fourth option.
Okay, so we moving past Makabu.
Yeah, because I gave you 4 options as the multiple as the poll, and Joe Smith's my fourth.
You know, Joe Smith is a very good opponent as well. But I also think that anytime you're gonna go up in weight after a year layoff, you need some tune-ups. Just like I say with Canelo. Canelo's first opponents at his new weights would not kill him. They would not
kill him for fighting Rocky Fielding, man. You terrible, bro.
I know.
He want Charlo to get a tune-up, but Canelo a cherry picker for getting a tune-up.
The reason I went in on Canelo is because he was talking about that's the weight division championship. I was talking about, no, it's not, because it's a regular belt. I didn't care that he went up. I was talking about how you gonna make him a 4-division champion and then do it again when he beat Kovalev. So one of those.
I'm just saying, man, Canelo took Rocky Fielding, regular belt champ, as a tune-up, and your man's taking Sulecki as a tune-up.
No. So Sulecki's at 160. But keep it real.
Yeah, but he is tune-up, though.
If you want Charlo to go to 175, give him a Rocky Fielding. That's all I'm saying. Don't give him no Joe Smith.
But listen, if we give him a Rocky Fielding, he ain't getting the Canelo fight. If he fights Joe Smith, he gets that Canelo fight.
Hey, you talking to the wrong dude. I don't care about Canelo, because Canelo ain't guaranteed nobody nothing. He ain't guaranteed nobody nothing.
Yo, you gotta put yourself in that position. But I'm going to AMG. Actually, excuse me.
Also, real quick,
yeah.
Roy Jones jumped up 50 pounds.
Damn,
He jumped up 174 to 226.
Oh yeah, but plus 200 is plus 200. But I hear you. I mean, technically it was 50 pounds. Damn, he gained that much. Damn, he gained that much, huh? That's what I'm saying. I forgot what I was listening to today, and the fighter was saying he was 190. I'm telling you, man. Obviously, Charlo with a year out, man, he probably walking in the gym like 208.
I don't know about 208, but
bruh,
at least probably around 190.
Come on, Earl told you he was getting down 35 pounds in the camp. So that puts him at 180 something going into camp. So if Earl of welterweight at 180, how you gonna tell me Charlo ain't a cruiserweight in a whole
it depends.
year?
It depends. Some guys walk around a little bit differently than others.
You right.
And they cut a little bit differently than others.
No, you right. Sean Porter used to stay 10 pounds, man.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I don't know, man. This fight is whack, man. This is some bullshit. I got callers, though.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
You don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy, that's why.
You see a red flag again.
Me and Canelo would be a bigger fight than Canelo and Caleb Plant. How much did they sell? Guarantee you me and Canelo will sell more.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube.
El Bandera Negro.
Brandon in Houston.
Yo, drop that SDS shit, son.
SDS Promotions.
Yo. Man, what up, Ray? I'm not gonna sit here and act like Charlo is his fault, because it's really not. We saw that they both signed, him and Munguia. I'm not gonna blame Munguia either. I'm gonna place this on Golden Boy, man. I mean, you looking for a guy to replace, him. If any replacement would have been okay, I would have said Laura, because we know that Laura claimed that he was gonna be on Charlo's undercard anyway if he got the Canelo fight. So I thought that would make sense if he were to get the fight. That would have made sense. But you asking Charlo to jump up 3 weight classes in one fight, that's kind of ridiculous. So I wish you would stop that. Just trying to bring in, trying to drag in
Mikey
Canelo.
moved up 2 weight divisions. Canelo
That's
moved
3 weight
up
divisions. We're talking about middleweight to cruiserweight.
Okay,
bro.
be great. And let me tell you something else. So let me tell you something else. Let me tell you something else. Mikey moved up 2 weight divisions to someone that the world considered good.
You talking about the little bitty ass dudes. We talking about cruiserweight.
You're not even trying to hear what I'm saying. You're not even trying to hear what I'm saying.
Because it's ridiculous.
Mikey and Canelo moved up to fighters that the public perceived as actually good. You guys think Makabu's a bum. You specifically. So what are we talking about?
Honestly, it ain't about. We're talking about his functionality at 3 weight classes up, like in one fight. I don't think that's. I mean, that's not. That is not even reasonable.
You could come in. Charlo could come in at the weight that he feels he's best at. He don't gotta make it. That's what you don't get as the challenger. You don't gotta.
You're not gonna come in at one. I mean, what do you feel like he's great at 165? You gonna come in against a fucking 200-pound guy at 165?
Man, if he was great at 165, he wouldn't be out here talking about he the biggest super middleweight in the world. Stop
all
making
you trying
excuses,
to do somehow,
man.
you trying to give Canelo these fucking accolades for this orchestrated greatness.
No.
You
know, all you trying to do is not admit that what Canelo does is great. And that's
Canelo
why,
already fought at 175. He got a belt at 175
and that's
already,
why
so.
when the shoe is on the other foot, it's so
Canelo
unachievable and
has a belt at
impossible for your favorite fighter
Canelo
to
got
do
a belt at 75 already,
I
right?
know.
Don't he? Does he or does he not already have a belt at 75 against Kovalev?
No, he vacated
first of all, on the short
He
turnaround,
vacated it.
and
He
with a
vacated
strict
it.
weight restriction, right? Am I wrong or am I
He
right?
vacated it.
Say what?
He vacated it.
But I'm saying he was already fought at 175 against Kovalev on a short turnaround with strict weight restrictions, correct? Now, don't act like he's not, like it's just some kind of random shit. He's just jumping up 3 weight classes to fight Kovalev.
Why doesn't Charlo have a belt at 175?
Yeah. And why doesn't Charlo put some strict weight restrictions?
doesn't-
What are you
yeah,
talking
why
about?
doesn't
Get out of
Charlo
here.
have a belt
Because
at
that's
175?
bullshit. That's why. It's bullshit. Nobody want to see that. We trying to fight.
knock
He
it
already
off,
had a fight
man.
with
Knock it off,
Munguia.
man.
Golden
Knock
Boy
it
fucked it
off,
up as
man.
usual.
Knock it off,
Golden Boy
man.
fucked the shit up.
Yeah.
They
It's
fucked
always
it up.
somebody else's fault. Charlo got
Hey,
a
are
great
you gonna go to this
resume.
fight?
He got
What
a
do you
great
mean?
resume.
Nobody, bro, these dudes don't want to, like, okay, so you talking about, so what make you think Makabu going to take the fight before, if he's in
let me
consideration
tell
for a
you
third
something.
fight for
Let me tell you
Canelo,
something.
why would he fight Makabu?
I'm going to
why
end
would
it
he
like
fight
this.
Charlo?
I'm going to end it like this, man. I'm going to end it like this. Devin Haney got better opponents on his resume than Jermall Charlo.
That's cool. And that's what you can say, but we know there's more factors
that's
to
what's
that.
true.
You know? There's more factors than you just looking at it and having this revisionist history.
No.
You know,
And let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, no. Let me tell you,
that dudes avoided him.
Let me tell you
Canelo
why
himself avoided him.
Brother, let me tell you why I'm saying that, right? Because you're going to stop using the word avoided because Devin is the most avoided fighter. Devin is the one that's been ducked. And somehow Devin always finds a way when he gets ducked to still make the next biggest fight.
Right. People were excited about fucking Linares, right? Get out of here, man. Cut it out, man.
Is it a bigger name than Sulecki? So shut your ass up.
That's
so shut your ass up. So shut your ass up. So shut your ass up. So shut your ass up then. What you talking about?
Say what?
So shut your ass up. Is
Gamboa?
Gamboa?
Canelo ain't got nothing, man. Canelo, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. He could give him a career high payday and they go jump at it.
Is Gamboa a bigger name than Sulecki?
I can get anybody in the ring I want to.
I
can get anybody in the ring I want to. I could cut you a career changing check.
Is Gamboa a bigger name?
Munguia, you think, hey, if Charlo was offering Munguia a career high payday, you think he wouldn't have took the fight?
Bro, he took the fight. He took the fight.
Cut the shit.
He took the fight.
Well, I'm saying, if it was a career high payday, you think Golden Boy would allow him to take the fight?
Bro, what are you talking about? He accepted the money. You ain't even listening.
Well, Golden Boy, it didn't allow it to happen. They want pay-per-view and all that shit. That's them.
No. The fighter accepted the money. The
promoter
wanted to do a broadcast. What you mean?
If he would have gotten a career high payday, would the fight have been going on as scheduled?
Homie, do you really think it wasn't a career high payday? Who the fuck on Jaime Munguia's resume could have got him a bigger payday than versus Charlo? You sound crazy. I'm giving you too much free time. I'm giving you too much free time. I'm giving you too much free time. You don't even know your sport. No, he ain't going.
Right?
No, he ain't going.
All right.
No, he ain't going.
I don't know the sport.
He in San Antonio.
You trying to hang on, trying to give Canelo some
I ain't
like
even said Canelo. I brought up Devin Haney.
I brought up Canelo. That's what you love to do. That's what you've been doing. You're trying to drag Canelo into it to make it seem like why he fight Macabre. Because he's fucking 3 weight divisions up.
I brought up Devin Haney.
And you know what? Don't try to accuse me of being some kind of Charlo supporter because you know how I feel about him and Benavidez. I'm just calling a spade a spade. You know, I'm just being fair in the situation.
You're not being fair. Devin Haney gets ducked. Devin Haney gets ducked.
I'm not gonna let you slander. I'm not no Charlo fan, but I'm not gonna let you slander him like that.
Devin Haney gets ducked and puts on better fights than Charlo. Plain blank, plain simple.
All right.
Devin Haney gets ducked and he go to Vegas to headline. Point blank, point is simple.
I mean, honestly, I'd be mad if I was Charlo about his, but like I said, it really is not on him. I don't think it's on the promoters on this shit. And what's crazy is PBC, they don't have no hotline for us to call in. They don't even have a face. At least Dazn got a face. Eddie Hearn, we can see him live. We can at least ask him questions.
This is the hotline, but y'all choose to get up here and make excuses.
They don't have no hotline.
I gotta go.
They don't have no.
I gotta go. This dude, bro, they talking about we ain't got no hotline. This is the hotline. Y'all choose to make excuses. You got CYP making some sort of excuses over here for Sulecki, how it's really Munguia's fault. Now this guy making more excuses. Everybody, listen, Devin Haney and Charlo are in the same position. Devin Haney got it worse because every time he being ducked, one man got all the belts. Charlo being ducked by a bunch of various people. One man with all the belts keeps ducking Devin Haney, but somehow, some way, he keep putting on. He headlined in MGM Harbor, sold that out. Headlined in Las Vegas with JoJo Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Got Gamboa on his resume, former champ. Linares, former champ. I mean, where is Charlo's resume, man? Where are the fighters? Like, if you the money guy, because you obviously are, you offered Munguia money that he couldn't turn down. When people thought the fight was off, he came back out, doubled down. No, this is my priority in Spanish, he told Salvador Sanchez or whatever his name, Rodriguez. So, Charlo got the money. Why are we complaining? Let that man make some offers, man. Stop acting like this is the best he could do on short notice. This should have never been on the table. And like I told y'all when I opened up this show, this is an old fight. Google it. They was trying to do this December 22nd, 2018. This shit old. This shit super duper duper old. And it shouldn't have even been rehashed. Something that you was planning to do in 2018. He probably was a super middleweight, junior middleweight.
And then instead he fought Korobov. That was I believe that was when he fought Korobov. And honestly, I thought Korobov got the best of him. I thought Korobov did better than Harrison, and then in the other fight on the double one. But something I'll say real quick before you get to the next caller. For everybody that's saying, it's ridiculous that you would say, why would Charlo jump up 3 weight classes? Yeah, I mean, it is ridiculous, right? But this is what I'll say. I think it was equally as ridiculous, a month, 2 months ago when people were calling in trying to say that Canelo moving up to 190 is ducking Charlo at 160.
Or that Canelo moving up to fight Macabre is some sort of cherry.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
If it's ridiculous for Charlo to move up there, then everything else is ridiculous as well.
And I get it. Canelo had already been up to 175. But my point is, okay, then why didn't Charlo? Because Charlo's over here fighting Dennis Hogan. He's fighting Montiel.
No, he bring him up. Canelo moves up. He brings him up.
Canelo was a 154-pound champion as well. Once upon a time, Canelo was afraid to move up to the 160-pound limit.
Yeah, he was ducking Gennady once upon a time.
Yeah, and now he's ducking everybody else because he wants to go up to 190.
There's always somebody new looking for a payday. That's all it's about. I mean, look, we talking about Charlo. I never said anything about Canelo because Canelo got his own fight with Bivol. Everybody bringing up Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put Laura. I'm giving you like shit on your side of the street, man. Like, come on, man. People just calling in to make excuses because it's a shitty ass
who's
fight.
Who's my man? The Cuban, the
Morrell?
other Cuban.
Morrell?
Yeah,
He ain't going there. He ain't going.
it's a fight. It's a fight that could be made.
And that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But look, there's no.
We want to talk about WBA regular champion at 168.
Nah, but he gonna tell you. CYP gonna say that Morrell ain't no Rocky Fielding, which you should know he ain't. I got New York Bullet. Not the best name, but may end up being a good fight. I'll watch, but hopefully he'll get a big name next. Yo, you are very nice, man. He's very nice. I mean, he's being optimistic. He said it might end up being a good fight. That would be the worst if Sulecki makes it a good fight. That's gonna hurt. Casual Bass Guy says Charlo last 8: Highland, Centennial Jr., Korobov, Hogan, Adams, Derevyanchenko, Montiel, Sulecki. # shaking my head. CYP. Damn, that's his last 8. How you gonna say he was ducked 8 straight fights?
At the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, you got a co-host who's a Charlo hater and a clown. Now all of a sudden, you know, I always go on y'all when y'all be rehashing scorecards and making up bullshit to try to fit a narrative. Now he lost against Korobov. This is shit I be talking about. Like, y'all take shit too personal, man. Move on from that. The scorecards didn't say that. I watched the Charlo fights, go to the Charlo fights. He ain't losing no goddamn Korobov, not even close. Just because a dude don't perform the way you used to him performing, don't mean he almost lost or he lost. Get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here. If you,
I didn't say he lost.
Hold on. If you think it was such a good fight, put Korobov's name on there for a rematch then, and then he'll take the rematch. If any of y'all think that Korobov did a great job against Charlo, better than Harrison, put him up there for the rematch. And then when he takes the fight, I don't want to hear y'all complaining when he whoop his ass again. Exactly. Now people thinking like, damn, I don't want to see that fight again. Why not? I thought Korobov did so good. Yeah, but I don't want to see no rematch. That's how you know y'all full of shit.
CYP, you full of some crap, bruh. He don't want the Charlo fight, Korobov fight, and I'm talking about Charlo. Charlo knew how bad he did. He knew how the public did, how the public felt. He walked away from that shit. He don't want no rematch with Korobov. They'd have been did that shit long time ago. Come on, man.
Real quick, let me set the record straight. I'm not a Charlo hater. I like Charlo. I like both the Charlos. I'm as frustrated as you and everybody else because I can hear the frustration in your voice because you have to sit here and defend the man over these fights that nobody asked for.
8 of them.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not a Charlo hater. I would like to see him in big fights just as much as everybody else.
Makabu's a big fight.
But shout out to CYP. I actually really like CYP and the energy he brings to the show. So shout out to you, CYP. Counterpunch back.
But Makabu's a good fight. And so is Joe Smith. You know. King Amin, tell them the truth, man. They don't like hearing it, man. Oh, my God, this dog, bruh. I'm going to kill you.
Where's King?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Where they at?
Yo, y'all hear me?
We do now. My bad. I had to kick this crying ass dog out of here, man. Motherfucker, she can't live without my hand on her, man.
Listen, man. Ray, man, shout out to you, bro. You know I love it when you make your special appearance, man. Let's talk about the truth, though, man. I gotta say, man, y'all not excited about the Sulecki fight?
I'm over the moon, my friend.
Nah, for real. Yo, no, for real. Like, Sulecki been in there with Gabe Rosado. He beat Gabe Rosado, right?
Yeah. That's his biggest win.
Beat Rosado. To Jacobs, right?
Nah, he ain't beat Jacobs.
I think he gave Hugo... No, he lost to Jacobs, I said, but he gave Centeno. He beat Hugo Centeno, gave him his first loss.
Yeah,
this
common opponent.
Probably the most credible common opponent, right?
Kukle. What's the guy Kukle? The guy that Boo Boo fought.
Yeah.
I kind of think this fight could be something that. Now I would have liked it if it was overseas.
Nah,
if this fight was overseas, I think it would have done something different for Charlo. But
you an optimist. He found
Nah,
a way.
I'm
He
for
found a
real.
way to
Like,
make this shit a good fight. I love you, brother. That's yo. When you love this sport, that's what you do.
I know.
They
That's
give
why,
you
that's why I
shit.
appreciate King. I mean,
Yeah,
he
they
comes
give
in
you
with the
shit,
optimism.
and you make a fucking shit pie out of it. I love it, man.
Listen, you take chicken shit and make chicken salad, right? Now Sulecki. Now listen, this might be a step in the right direction. He gets this fight with Sulecki. Suppose this opens up, and I know motherfuckers gonna run me off the show. Suppose this opens up an opportunity for maybe not the Lauder fight down the line, but for the Boo Boo fight. If the Zone and PBC are actually gonna work together, and they're looking for a big fight, and Canelo and Triple G are out of the picture, maybe that could be something. Talk about old fights that can be rehashed. Boo Boo's almost virtually on his last leg. He needs a name. So yeah, man, is it my optimism or is this a good opponent? I mean, I thought that it's kind of it looks bad because
Bruh, my man
you see
fought one
Darrell
time,
and
and he fought one time each year in the last 3 years. Get out of here, man.
You know what? I don't think it would be a bad fight if it wasn't for everybody and their mom calling in for the past quarter of a year talking about, oh, Charlo, the 160-pound Charlo magically is going to be, the David that defeats the Goliath of Canelo. Not that that's an accurate representation of the two of them, but, that somehow he's the kryptonite to be, his jab is the kryptonite to beat Canelo. And everybody's hyping up Charlo.
Yeah.
Saying
Canelo's ducking him. So Canelo goes to fight a dude at 75, and this is who Charlo's fighting.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. But if it wasn't for all of
this
that, then
all
this
Charlo
fight might
can
be
get.
an okay fight.
How the fuck can you say this is all Charlo could get when Laura's out there, Macabu's out there, Joe Smith Jr.'s out there, and that's just my options, man.
those guys are sitting around for the. See, the funny thing is, every time we name all those guys, what they have in common is it's like Reservoir Dogs.
Nah,
You're all
man.
about to try to hit a lick, and nobody knows each other.
Nope. Joe Smith out here, he ready to fight Better Beef, but Better Beef Russian. So Charlo could have stole that opponent. You see Bob Arum tomorrow. He's not really Russian. He lives in Canada. They trying to clean it up so they can make that fight. What you talking about? They could steal Joe Smith. I don't want to hear that shit.
Smith.
Y'all making mad excuses, boy.
Joe Smith.
When Canelo picks somebody, he cherry picking. This dude I never seen a fighter get a pass for cherry picking.
Two opponents.
You giving him a pass for cherry? Well, he ain't had enough time. He got to pick a cherry. Y'all terrible.
I ain't saying he ain't have enough time. I'm just saying,
You just said he ain't have
it's
enough
boxing,
time.
man. I said it if this is all he could get because Darrell is tied up, right? Darrell is moving up the plan. The other Darrell, I don't even know if he's boxing.
Anthony Darrell ain't got no fight on the fucking list. No, nothing announced. That's what I'm saying. It's 100 people that he could have fought, man. Don't give me that bull crap. You could have fought Steven Nelson at 68, man. He need a fight. He undefeated. Come on, y'all making excuses,
you might be right,
man.
man.
Fucking Sulecki fought once last year, once the year before that. What are we talking about? How is this decent? Oh, he ain't have enough time. This all he could get. What the fuck? So what? Where's Laura at? Like, we lying, man. We fucking making mad excuses for this dude. This shit is crazy.
What happened with the Montiel fight, though?
Montiel who? Rematch? Nobody don't want that shit.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing, man. I got nothing. I'm trying.
Yo, I throw him another bone. Why he ain't call out Anthony Yard? He could have fought Anthony Yard.
I got nothing for you, man. I'm out.
You know what? I mean, with your level of optimism, what I would say to piggyback on that is what we should do is be appreciative of this lineup that we have for the next. I mean, up until what, July, of fights every single weekend.
I hear
except
you,
for
man.
except for the first, right? Do we have any fights on the 1st of April?
I got it.
Or the
I got
second.
It here.
The second. I mean,
let me check it out. I got it on the TBV IG.
Starting at the 9th.
So let me screen shit. March 26th, Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha, super welterweight bout. Erickson Lubin on April 9th versus Sebastian Fondura. April 16th, pay-per-view, Earl Spence Jr. Versus Ugas. And none of these are undercards. These are just main events. May 14th, you got Jermall Charlo, Brian Castaño for Undisputed. May 21st, you got David Lemieux versus David Benavidez. May 28th, you got pay-per-view Tank versus Romero, the self-proclaimed this generation's Roberto Duran. The return of Stephen Fulton, June 4th versus Danny Roman. And Jermall Charlo taking on Maciej Sulecki, June 18th. And July 9th, Mark Masiago versus Ray Vargas. And that's why they took that belt from Gary.
PBC.
That's why they took that belt from Gary. Could you imagine Gary just fighting and being back in July? Yeah, right. They're like, Gary, you got to get that shit up, man. We need that shit for TV, bro. Look at Marciago right back versus Ray. Ray's a tough fight, too. Ray's a good fighter. He was a champion at the division below for the WBC, so that's a good fight. And none of these are undercards. All these are like their main events, so, you know, we still get to see undercards because I know on the Earl undercard we got the battle of the El Bandido and El Rayo. Jose Venezuela takes on Francisco Vargas on the undercard of Earl. Plus, Stanonius Butiev is on the undercard of Earl, if that still's happening, because, you know, one of those guys are Russians. But anyway, let me get to these calls. We got a lot of them. I'm going out to Hawk, Maryland. What up?
What time is it? What time is it? What time?
Hawk in Maryland.
Tommy, I can knock you out, man.
Holy shit. Holy
shit.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Great show. Yes. Dan and Brandon. I'm out. TBV, yo, Ness.
What up?
Ain't too much, brother. Ain't too much. What's up to the co-host and salute to Brandon and Lamb. Hey, man, I've been saying this for a minute. They putting Charlo's name with the Benavidez and the Canelos and everything. First of all, dude won't leave 160. He hasn't even shown about leaving 160. He ain't even trying to leave 160. And the dude he's fighting, ain't that dude coming from 154 too?
Mm-hmm.
Sulecki, he's a 154 pounder. He keep bringing dudes up. Hey, look, I ain't even going to shit on him. I'll just say this. Sooner or later, you lose these fights. When you be having these fights with these average, no-name people, you fuck around and lose the fight, and then Charlo's name going to go right down in the mud while they're trying to save him and save his old and have him fight these. But see, while Caleb Plant can hold his head up high after his loss, whether he lost all 12 or whether he won until he got knocked out, he was fighting Canelo, so he could hold his head up. Even Canelo got a loss. But he lost to Floyd. They got to stop fighting these average dudes because the loss is going to kill them.
Got to put the clock to work, fellas. We got counter punches and we got a shitload of callers. I'm going to not say anything and get to all as many as I can. My Jimbe, counter punch, talk to me.
All right, so we have come to the conclusion that the money is there for Maul. So, that being said, why wasn't anything given for the Boo Boo fight? They just waited and waited and waited. Now Boo Boo got to come to 168.
But you know why?
And because they don't want the fight.
Nah, man.
And listen, I'm a Maul guy.
Come on, my Jimbe. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Okay, yeah, they don't fuck with Boo Boo because of
Yeah.
what he happened with Rock. Yeah, I get all that, Nuts. But the thing is, you're saying that they're killing his. And give me counter punches. I'll pay. It doesn't matter. You're saying that they are ruining his career. So listen, sometimes you gotta, take one for the team and do business with somebody that you don't want to do business with. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna benefit you in the long run. I think Maul knocks him out. I do, but is it a tricky fight? Yes. And the other thing I would do, is we see how Billy Joe is looking lately. If the money is there, bring Billy Joe down. Even if it's to 168, I'm about to call Billy Joe out for Border Wars. He's a chubby weight right now. The money is there. He will come down. Yes, is he?
Ain't
quote
nobody
unquote,
paying
retired?
Billy Joe $5 million, man.
It's somebody you could compare with to Canelo.
Bro,
Why
no
not?
one is paying, and he won £5 million, man. That's like 6-7 million American. Get your ass out of here. You crazy?
Nice. Okay, wait, hold on. And the last thing I got for you is the Munguia Charlo fight. How many pay-per-views does it do? Why couldn't that fight happen? I would have paid for it.
Because Oscar wanted some fuckery last minute. When have you seen DAZN do a co-pay-per-view?
No, they haven't done it yet.
All
They haven't done it yet, but the sport has done it before.
Okay.
The sport has done it before.
Well, obviously they didn't offer anything to Espinoza on a co-promotion because he was very vocal about everything that was going on. I believe Espinoza.
I do too. Yo, but that's my call. How many I owe you?
2. Peace. We got Marcus, DC.
Shit, boy. Hey, all of them over there, they some shit, boy. You mean to tell me he can't get a fight at 160 or get somebody that used to be 160 or 68 so that he can say, oh, I was going to go up for Charlo. I was going to go up for Canelo, but nobody else. He can't get Dog Darrell. He can't get nobody. He can't get Steve Rose from Canada and say, I can beat up a 168 too. Nothing. Them niggas trash, man. All them dudes are suckers, man. Them dudes don't want no smoke. They want to try to take an easy fight. Musiesi for the Danny Jacobs. Go fight Danny Jacobs or something. Like, go do something, man. Make a splash. It's like he trying to keep the wounds off of him to try to get the Canelo fight. It ain't happening, man. The dude's ducking that smoke. They backed away from that Munguia fight too fast, man. That's my call. I'll let you get to everybody, man. That's my call. Peace.
All right. LV Slugger. It's crazy out here, man. I mean, Adrian. Sorry, Adrian.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. I'm just trying to slide in. I got off of work. Seen y'all had the show up. I seen this BS Charlo fight. I seen what you put in the pre-pro. It looks too funny. Like, what is he doing? Like, I don't even know what their thought is. Like, is that just a temporary fight until they find the person he's really gonna fight? Because honestly,
nah, that's the fight.
That's signed and sealed. That's the business.
No, this is Showtime announced it's going down June 18th, 19th weekend.
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, man, I am not excited for that. That's you know what? I don't even want to start talking about that. That's garbage.
I guess only King Amin's excited for that one.
I heard that.
CYP.
He made a shit pie and put some paste and some glaze over it with a candle and shit.
Yo, I'll say real quick too to the last caller. He said, why doesn't he go up to 168? Because as soon as you jump into that pool, now you open the door for. There's no more excuse for Benavidez fight, for a Plant fight. None of those. You have to stay at 160 until Canelo's ready. Charlo only wants to go up to 168 for Canelo, and that's it.
Yup. I got Rider of the Storm. Yo, this is an ill super chat. This is one ill super chat. Rider of the Storm says, Sulecki is a warehouse worker for IKEA.
He probably is, brother.
Yo!
He over there with what's his name at Home Depot with Gabe, man.
Damn,
working.
bro. Why y'all killing him, man? We got Boston Jared, Jermall, Leftovers Only, Charlo, another guy Jacobs or Demetrius already beat. Sad. Damn. Cannabis Cove. Good. Yo, Cannabis Cove. Charlo has only fought 2 champs his entire career. And that was an exclamation point. We're going out to LV Slugger. What up?
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
Was he right?
LV Slugger.
Fellas, how it sound?
Straight. What up, man?
Yeah, man. This ain't the fight I was looking forward to. Hopefully I was hoping it was the Lord fight. If the McGill talks fell through. I've been a big on that Lord fight, man. With Lord, I feel like that's a common opponent with Canelo. If he was gonna stay at 160, he got that regular. And we all, Ronnie Shields, who is trainer now, was Lord training when he put on that good performance against Canelo. So I felt like that name would have been a good direction, and try to put him in leverage for that Triple G Marauder winner. So, I'm kind of disappointed in this, but, I'm still going to be looking for, he only got 2 losses to 2, former champions. So, 2 champions. So, I think it could be a decent fight, but like I said, I wanted that long fight, man. But, y'all was doing a lot of, I feel like trying to discredit his resume. I don't think Derevchenko is his biggest win. You were saying J-Rock was a prospect. Since when did prospects get shots at the title? Like that, he was clearly the man, though. He was the contender.
Yo, J-Rock being a prospect or a contender ain't much of a difference, man. He wasn't a champ at the time. That's that. But I get you. If I didn't notice I said prospect, I probably didn't mean that. Adam Torres says, Jermall, fight Joe or Eubank or Morrell, anyone else. Yeah, man. Oh, High and Low Sports Centrum is back. He says the boxing voice is more. And Bo and Bama says more is the boxing voice. Yo, I'm going out to James Benitez. What up?
SDS Promotion.
Real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. It's like you like a born a hater, like myself.
Man, really don't care about this food shit, man.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Who seems to just hurry up and just fight somebody that we actually give a damn about?
We don't care. We don't care.
Charlo with the little Instagram post or whatever with the signed signature. Man, there's no way in hell he signed up despite no Canelo, man. 2 other knockdowns that Wilder been knocked down and the footage been scrubbed off the internet, man. We all know that too.
Winner of the 9th annual Player Hater of the Year award is
James Benitez. I know what's coming this time.
I think I deserve that award too, man.
Yo, Ness, can you hear me? Hello, Ness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, shout out to you and Ray, man, for being able to captivate the crowd, man, with this Sulecki topic, man. Y'all some damn great hosts, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all know how to really move the needle. No problem, man. No problem. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, Sulecki, he is going to be a game fighter. He's probably going to be the best fighter that Jermall Charlo fought in the past 5 years. So we got to give him some kind of credit for that, man. So I'm kind of looking forward to the fight, man. I mean, I'm not going to pay for it, but that's just me. I know earlier today you was talking about Darrell versus Caleb Plant or whatever. I'm glad that Darrell said he didn't want that fight, man, because we all know he would have got dog walked by Caleb Plant, and that's pretty much a fact. Also, next, man, Darrell, Benavidez, man, we can't call them guys champions no more, man, because I think champions are guys that actually defend their titles and actually hold on to their titles after defend. Like Benavidez, man, he lives an unbelievable life. He's the only fighter that won back-to-back vacant titles and still doesn't have a belt to this day. So anyway, so other than that, those guys, they are who they are, man. I mean, they don't move the needle for Canelo. Jermall was out of his fucking mind thinking he was gonna get a Canelo fight after that flaky knockout that he did against Hernandez. Benavidez, I mean, he just keeps fighting shit fighters, man. Even though Lemieux is probably gonna be a decent test, but Caleb Plant still shows that Caleb Plant fight better tune-ups than both of these guys.
Yo, you had like rain in the background, bro. I dealt with it because you are who you are, but Jesus, it was like raining or like your phone sucks.
He was in traffic, bro. Did you hear the people? Could you hear the cars?
Nah, man, that shit sounded like rain on my end. I'm like, what in the hell? I got my Gene Bear. What up? Your regular call.
Yo, go to this bum, Vega.
All right. We got Big Fish, Vega.
Let the little fish go so that we can catch the big fish later.
I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world.
At the end of the day, I'm a way better fighter than Terrence Crawford.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Me and Terrence Crawford on this side of the street.
We cleaning our side of the street, then we coming after Crawford.
60-40 or 70-30, whatever we get.
Say something now. Say something now.
Big Fish, Vega.
Big Fish Mafia. It ain't a movement, it's a lifestyle.
SDS Promotions.
Big Fish, let him down, Vega. Big Fish, let us down, Vega. We going out to Ohio.
You know, like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
What's up, man? Yo, you know the energy I normally call him when it's a Canelo topic, man. You know I don't let you get away with that Canelo BS.
This ain't Canelo.
Hold on, I know. Just let me finish. So I'm just saying, like, since Canelo then came up, I wouldn't be a real boxing fan if I'm going to accept this Charlo bullshit. If I call in and I critique Canelo and say he don't be picking the toughest opponents, man, I don't think any real boxing fan who's ever called in and said anything about Canelo, if you accepting this trash from Charlo, man, then you be in the Charlo stand at this point, man. He's giving us trash, garbage, dumpster juice, man, and it's just amazing, man. I'm hearing these excuses, man, and it's really sad, man. Like the last real thing he done was Julian Williams. That's 2016, man. And like the saying is true, man. You are what you eat. You keep messing with these bums. Well, I don't call them bums, so I take that. But you keep messing with these middle of the road fighters, you're gonna become a middle of the road fighter. And he actually has so many options that was better than this. That's why it's really disgusting. I would have taken Caleb Plant.
So many options. That's what at least you honest about that. Everybody else making excuses talking about, oh, this is all he could get. Like, what the hell?
Hello, ladies.
Anybody that know me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman. One of the people's choices, one of the fans' favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself.
He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking. What? Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
It's top of the morning. How are you?
Yeah, it's the evening, but it's all right.
Oh, sorry, shit. Top of the evening, my bad. But as far as Jermall Charlo, I heard CYP and Brandon Lynn's call in pretty much trying to say how it isn't Charlo's fault that he's got to fight Sulecki, which is true. It ain't Charlo's fault. It ain't Munguia's fault. But the fact still remains, whether or not it's Charlo's fault, this is still a shitty fight. You could have fought.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, it ain't his fault, but whether it's not about whose fault it is, the facts remain that this fight is garbage. You could have fought.
Let me ask you something. Could Sulecki get a fight on the network without Charlo?
Probably not.
So then it is his fault. He
accepted
that. He
I tried.
accepted that. He accepted that fight. He could have said, "No, Al, give me something else." Why you gonna give me that guy? Now this the ninth name that nobody cares in a row. The ninth name in a row we don't give a fuck about.
I got some names for you. He could have fought Sergio Martinez. Would have been better than this.
Hey, remember when Peter Quillen fought Winky Wright?
Yeah,
people thought that was past his prime, but they did it to build Peter Quillen, and he fought Winky Wright. So Jermall could have fought Martinez. I mean, we probably would have shit on that, but that's just
yeah. I mean, they could have got creative, pulled Madonna off the couch and had them fight at once. They could have did anything. So my suggestion to the fellas: use that weekend if you ain't doing nothing for your lady in a while. Take her out on a nice date. Get her some flowers, because anything gonna be better than watching that garbage fight. Like Maldonado said, bring out the Manscaped, do some trimming, spend the night on Pornhub if you ain't got a woman. I mean, I'm just giving you suggestions on what to do if you don't want to watch this bullshit, because that's what it is. But yeah, Sergio Martinez and Marcos Maidana, I would have rather had those. Other than that, that's my call, gentlemen. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bro. They could have got Virgil Ortiz, Victor Ortiz at 160, man. He ain't fought at welterweight in how long, man? Let me look up his resume. They could have brought him up. If you talking about Maidana, I might as well put Victor Ortiz. I put Verge by mistake.
His fight with Guerrero was at 54.
Oh yeah, so he almost did.
No, I'm asking. Or was that a welterweight fight?
I don't know.
That was his last fight, right?
I gotta check. Box right.
Whose last fight?
40. Damn, somehow this motherfucker's
Victor
still a
Ortiz.
welterweight. He's still a welterweight. He fought at 148. He's still a welterweight. Well, there you go. I was trying to get you a payday, little Victor. CYP is on you.
Yo. This is for my people who love to talk boxing but don't know boxing. I heard somebody say Charlo fought one champion in 12 years. Okay, I'm going to go with that narrative. You know who else beat one champion in their career? Hurd, J-Rock, Lara. Jermall beat 2, 1 because he lost. Jacobs, 0. Every time he won a belt, it was for a vacant title. Benavidez, 1. Do you want me to keep going down the list? Usually when you fight another champion for his belt, it's a unification. So if your fighter ain't never won unification, he ain't beat that many champions either. Stop talking, because you shit on one fighter and you shit on all the rest of them. And for the black dudes who like to call in acting like they know so much, calling boxers personal names. Every single boxer that you call trash, a coward, a punk will beat your ass and fuck your bitch. Remember that. CYP out.
Well, King Born, how the hell are you?
Brooklyn Jew is coming through your town. Let's get to it. When you see old dirty bastards in a position like that, then you know they don't get ready to bust your.
I love my TVV, comrades.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listen, man.
What?
Goddamn spider crime, goddamn South Shane. That's all I need. And I'm good.
SDS Promotion.
Yo, Ness, man, what the fuck is this, man?
Fight of the year, baby. Fight of the year.
Fuck that. Hold on. Everybody listen. Hold the fuck up. A Sulecki. I'm going to teach y'all son some Animal Planet shit. A Sulecki ain't nothing but a fucking dog that's fast, right? So you tell me Charlo, which I call Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo got power, but when that shit get raced against a real muscle car, always got smoked in the quarter mile. So you could call Charlo Monte Carlo, you could call Sulecki. Yo, why the fuck he didn't fight my man Ammo? Little Ammo coming up. Ammo Williams, man. Why the fuck he didn't fight Lara? What?
You giving us a Sulecki, a fucking dog? Nah, fuck that, man. I'm not feeling that. We ain't feeling that. Yo, do me a favor. That night, fuck the women. That night, if you don't got no woman and shit, go look at Mayweather. Go look at the Drunken Master, Emmanuel Augustus against Mayweather. Go look at Spider Crab. Go look at Zhao Zhang. Fuck it. Go look at Joe Joyce Juggy. All the fights. Peace.
We going out to J Mac, New Orleans.
I'm in the ocean. You say you the big fish. I'm looking for you. Maybe a spins, get his tail out his butt, and he'll fight me.
You are watching a master at work.
Target practice, baby. When I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak.
Oh, big in the motherfucker, man. We ain't gonna be able to fire your punk ass out.
What you wanna bet? You can bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million.
I'll break your fucking neck.
J Mac, New Orleans.
Don't like what I said, nigga? Do something fucking about it. No. Give me the towel. Give me the towel.
SDS Promotion.
Get ready for the mega time.
Yo.
Yo.
Charlo, let me get this straight. Charlo is fighting Andrade Sloppy Seconds. Is that correct?
He's fighting Sulecki.
Yep.
Okay.
You correct.
Now, if Andrade got all that stink for fighting this name, I'm gonna give Charlos the same stink I'll give Andrade. Shout out to all the guys that call in and call Charlo on his bullshit. Tin Man ain't been doing shit at 160. He refused to fight champions. He want to fight the same old guys that some guys call in and say Canelo want to fight in Triple G and what have you, but won't fight unified against guys that can give him a competitive fight. And now he's shopping at the recycle bin. I'm supposed to feel sympathetic for him. Some people say he should get with another promotion company. 160 Charlo ain't been doing shit, so I'm not gonna feel sorry for him. If that's the best he can do, I mean, just call a spade a spade. The dude ain't doing shit at 160. He might as well fucking retire. But he keep on putting his name in a Canelo hat, but ain't trying to fight nobody, ain't trying to make no noise. And Charlo just sitting on his hand.
Yo, CYP in denial in that chat talking about he picked him in the last hour.
All I want to say, isn't Berlanga like 160, 168? I'd rather see something like that.
68. And he fighting Steve Rose. That's better.
I'm just saying, man, if they could set that up next, I would respect that way more than Sulecki. And even then, like, you getting a young guy, but I would at least respect that more.
Cash App, Anthony Johnson. I agree. Adrian, Mel tripping. I got Big Fish Vega. Big Fish Vega.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? All right, good, man. Man, I was real excited for this to get released, this schedule by Showtime, man. And when I saw Jermall Charlo fight Sulecki, man, that shit kind of broke my heart, man. I've been supporting him in the back call. I've been doing fight breakdowns of how he fights. I was real excited for the Munguia fight, man. To have Golden Boy pull that rug underneath us, man, that was some bullshit. But it's like, come on, man. You need a big fight. You want to get the Canelo fight. Why not try to open shit up with Andre? Get the Lara fight. You got Adames who just made noise by beating Derenchenko. This ain't really acceptable. But I'm a boxing fan, man. I support fights. I'm gonna keep watching, man. I mean, that's all I got, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. CYP counter.
Yeah, me and J Mac have made a truce on that Andrade shit, but the truce has been broken. For one, y'all, we are not ever gonna be cool. Y'all take stuff too personal on here when it comes to these boxers. Yesterday, day before, we talking behind me versus Charlo. We on it. Everybody on it. Jaime got some issues on his side. He pull out. They put in Sulecki. All of a sudden, Sulecki's a horrible opponent. You're talking more about Sulecki than you are about the fact that Jaime's not there. Nobody's called in and talked about the fact that Golden Boy dropped the ball. We're talking about Charlo and Sulecki because you don't like Charlo. The issue is very simple. This showcase is very, very important for them every year to get their mainstay fighters seen by the public on this showcase. The fact that he picked Sulecki got y'all talking about Charlo today. If there was no fight, you wouldn't be talking about Charlo. Business is different than feelings. They played y'all and made y'all talk about Sulecki. If he fights Sulecki, cool. But at least people are talking about.
Cut it. Man, it's sad. Come on, CYP. You better than that, man. They played y'all. You ain't part of us, huh?
All I want to know is like they just gotta know that every real boxing fan right now is gonna drag Maul. Like for real. Bruh. I mean, is anybody happy with this fight? Like I'm looking at the chat. I think this is the one time I see us all united except for King Amin.
Forget us because guys like to say that we're biased. Go to ESPN's Instagram, bro. Last I checked, there was 687 comments.
There was 687 cherry emojis.
Nothing there was positive. Like, this shit is real, bro. Like, we can't make excuses at this point and at this level to say that this is a last hour opponent when there are so many others out there available.
Listen, man, this is just like when Danny Garcia fought Rod Sulka.
Oh man, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but Danny,
but wasn't Danny like
to me?
But wasn't Danny coming off the big win of Matisse or the tough fight with Herrera?
But listen, my thing is this: they actually like put Sulka in the top 15 or whatever. I remember he wasn't there in the rankings because he needed to be ranked at a certain level. And then all of a sudden there he popped up like a week later after everyone was pissed off about the fact that he was going to fight Rod fucking Sulka. I mean, this is the same type of trash. Like, just a fighter. This isn't a fight that should be happening.
Didn't they wasn't that not even that was a non-title fight? Or not?
No. They made it for the title, but the thing is, they snuck him into the rankings high enough, knowing that he
I got a counterpunch, fellas.
Exactly. Somehow he just popped up in the rankings just high enough so it could be a title fight.
Counterpunch, J-Mac.
Yo, I forgot about our peace treaty me and CYP made about Charlo. But with this dog doo-doo shit, please tell me this ain't on pay-per-view. Please say they ain't gonna disrespect us with that.
I don't think so.
Okay, if they did it, I'm out of boxing. I'm fucking gone. I'm not calling in the shit. I ain't a Bud fan. I ain't watching boxing ever fucking again. See, the problem is with Jermall Charlo is the dude ain't been doing shit, and he making excuses about not fighting certain fighters when he can get fights made. And I can't get behind a nigga that's sitting on his hands. But this the dude that's supposed to beat Canelo? And he won't sit around and just wait on a Canelo like he that nigga? Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Call a spade a spade. Jermall ain't doing shit. Jermall ain't doing shit. He ain't trying to fight nobody at 160. He don't want to unify. He don't want to unify with an undefeated champion. Him mad at him and brother beef with all this bullshit for years, and him and his trainer get on here and lie about why they don't want to fucking fight each other, man. Jermall is full of shit.
Yo, and CYP need to let that excuse about last minute, last hour. The fight is announced for June 18th, bruh. That's like 3 months from now. You talking about they had this in at the last hour. Bruh, just like the Keller Plant Anthony Durrell fight ain't been announced, don't announce this dog shit either. You understand what I'm saying? Don't announce this. Look, he talking about the showcase today. Don't announce it. Stop. Why do you do that? Like, he just makes excuses. So sad. Jay Miller celebrating 12 months of membership at the prospect level says, I hope this isn't Jermell's only fight in 2022. According to last year, he only had one. So, that looks like everybody, right? Let me double check here.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to that last caller, though, because that's what I've been saying for how many months now? It's been the same thing. This is the guy that's supposed to beat Canelo, but this is what he's doing every single time. So that's why at the start of the show, I said this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. This is just another example, like boxing being boxing. It's just this. I know it's the sport we like, but man, shit like this is just like, damn. You look at that schedule. There's some decent fights in there, but damn.
AMG, talk to me.
Adrian, Ray, Nash, what's going on?
What up?
What's going on?
Man, I honestly, I feel bad for Charlo. Like I'm in the middle. I don't really I kind of agree with CYP a little bit on this one. I usually don't agree with him, but I do put the initial blame on Golden Boy as far as the Munguia fight not being made. But I would have rather seen Darrell or Adames. And it's just like, I get you don't get number one option, but then you got to go all the way to the 18th option, right? That's what's fucked up. That he didn't look for something a little higher. So that's unfortunate. And then real quick on Virgil, he was actually hospitalized. He had this condition called rhabdomyolysis or some shit. Apparently it happens when you overtrain and like certain muscle proteins go into your bloodstream and they fuck up your kidneys. So he was actually in the hospital, but I think he's getting better though.
I've heard of that actually, bro. I had that shit happen to me, man. I know exactly what that is from overtraining.
Yeah, that's the shit that happens to people. Isn't that what happens when people try to do too many pull-ups? They try to break the record and whatnot.
Nah, just like, yeah. I mean, I remember going to the doctor, telling them all my symptoms, and all of a sudden they had me in the emergency room. Like, they're like, this shit's really bad, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I had some bad shit going on. But yeah, that's actually that's a pretty serious thing.
I saw somebody had posted in the chat. Dan Rayfield was saying it had to do with weight issues.
Well, basically, from what I remember,
let me get to these callers.
Like
I got another caller. Let me just wrap up these guys here. I got Big Fish Davidian.
I'm healthy, strong, and about to knock Earl Spence out in Jesus' name. I'm bringing the whole church.
SDS Promotion.
You win some, you lose some. But you live like another day.
I got the whole Christian congregation behind me.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
In Jesus' name.
And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing ring.
Yo.
What up?
What's up, Adrian, Ness, Ray?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. I'm just chilling. Good show. But my only thing is, like, why does this just fall on Jermall though? Like, it just seemed like y'all picking on Jermall.
He accepted the fight.
Like
he accepted the fight. He could have told Al no.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing, though.
I mean,
and we
was
sit here.
there nothing? Was there nothing? Was it take Sulecki or nothing? Is that how Al's treating his fighters now?
I mean, for me at least, like, it seemed like the whole Munguia versus Charlo came out of the blue, though. That's my thing. I don't like that it's like a blame just on Charlo, though. Like,
I mean, no one's blaming him for the Munguia. We blame him for giving us this fight. Just because Munguia didn't happen don't mean you got to give us this shit.
What else? What other fight?
Why are you and CYP trying to make it about Munguia? Fuck it. Munguia didn't happen. Find a better fight.
Yeah, but that's crazy though, because I know we're still gonna watch the fight. So why complain about it if you still gonna watch it,
bruh?
So you're not gonna watch it, right? You're not gonna watch it.
We're hungry boxing.
No, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it to criticize it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it to critique it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch it to say, look how bad he did versus this dog shit opponent.
You're terrible.
It better be free too, because I'm not paying $80 for that shit.
And
I hear you.
Listen, man. To what Ness said that, he didn't have to accept it. I'm cool with him accepting it, but the thing is that the reason why we're giving him shit about it is this isn't the first time that this has happened. It's, if you look over his resume, it's just a trend in his career, is fighting, C-level opposition over and over and over again, while trying to pretend that, he's going to be able to be the one that dethrones Canelo Alvarez at a lower weight division.
Yo, why do people have this cult mentality, bro? Like I would be so much bigger if I didn't tell you the truth. If I was sitting here saying Charlo is being ducked and that's why he got Sulecki, you'd have this weirdo over here, Daddy Trill, saying that I'm fucking the realest trillist in the world. But instead, I'm a hater because I don't like the selection of opponent. Like, I'm labeled a hater because this is a dog shit opponent. Motherfuckers got the nerve to talk about Rocky Fielding. At least He had a fucking regular belt. Tank's favorite. That's Tank's favorite belt. What the fuck does Sulecki got? Has he ever won a belt? And I ain't talking to one to hold his pants up. People tripping out here. I'm a hater. No, you guys hate the truth. Hate the truth, man. Jeez Louise, this is sad, sad. Boomerang.
And my understanding is this: if you looking for the Canelo fight, right?
You ain't getting it like this.
Fighting dudes like that, to me, it's like, don't you want to be progressing your competition level to get you ready to fight the face of boxing? Like that's how I
is
look
that they all think that they gonna rise to that occasion on that night. That's what happened with Plant. Look, you know, believable things, unbelievable. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, I don't even think a win over Munguia would necessarily make him the person that should be.
But that would have been a good fight. That would have been.
It would be a huge fight, and then we could have a solid conversation and debate. But even then,
he never had those types of combinations with that level of power coming at him yet. Montiel was like Munguia, you know, like the no frills Munguia. You know what I'm saying? And he landed. I really wanted that Munguia fight. That would have been a good fight to see Charlo and have his skills show up. Because, you know, when the Derevyanchenko fight happened, his skills did show up. Maybe he's one of those guys, unfortunately, that needs, you know, another great fighter or good fighter across the side from him.
And, you know, the thing about Charlo is, like, I look at it like, bro, you should have went and tried to get Berlanga. That's who you should have went and got, because that would help. If you can beat Puerto Rico, then you can make a case.
Yeah, like, but Berlanga got to fight. Berlanga got to fight.
I'm just saying, like, look who he fighting. Like, so
you can say, no, but you're right.
He wouldn't be able to get that fight.
No, but he's right though. Berlanga wins in 4 days. On the 19th, I think he fights. And why wouldn't Bob Arum accept a title shot offer? He ain't gonna mind if his Puerto Rican loses in a title shot. It's a title shot. Even though it would be 60, not 68. Berlanga's at 68, so the title shot wouldn't be on the line. Let me get to Boomerang J-Mac.
Yo, speaking of doo-doo shit, shout out to Charlo. He wants to sit at 160, play it safe. They got bigger fights that could be made at 168. Benavidez, Andrade moved up since he couldn't get a fight at 160. Now I'm supposed to sit up here and cry a fucking river for Charlo. Charlo been sitting with PBC, ain't been doing shit. They ain't been able to make shit for him. And nobody criticized him on the decisions that's made for his career. He had the chance to probably do a co-promotion with Dazn. But him mad for, like, I mean to say it that way. Him mad because him and his brother claimed this little bitch fit shit over years when they could clearly have made millions of dollars by unifying with Andrade. And that's a fight that's been on the table. That would have been as big as it went today, but he chose not to. So him mad, walking around with a bitch fit, buying these trash cans, and I'm supposed to support it. No, I'm going to call him out the same way y'all hold Andrade accountable for these C-level ass opponents. Charlo ain't fighting shit. He ain't doing shit. Why do he deserve it?
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. We talk about Andre and his shitty opponents. We got to talk about Charlo and whatever this is, man. This is sad.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Happening, people.
What up?
It's the Gibbs.
Damn, that's the
Adrian.
What up?
Adrian. Yo, wait to the panel. Forgot whose name, but yo, I heard everything from trash fucking drug fucking juice, trash, garbage. I mean, you name it. It's a slam dunk. The whole community has spoken about it. Who is pro this fight? CYP and who else? Recap.
I mean.
Nah, I mean, was trying to be positive. I mean, wasn't even trying to defend this shit like that.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is a slam dunk. The whole community has spoke about it. We don't like this shit. This is below what he's talking about. I mean, I don't know if it is PBC that really got the problem. Because how the fuck he's going out there? He went out there talking about how he's trying to reach to the fan base. Like, he always looked mad. And he's trying to reach and please the fan base. How the fuck this get you closer to the fan base?
Yeah,
the fan base not even like it.
Kittens only, man. That's what that shit sounds like.
Yo,
he's burning the bridge with the fan base. If you don't listen to his fan base, I don't know, man. These people on PBC, I don't know who's selecting the fights, who's fucking making this shit happen. But like it cannot be only Charlo himself. Something is really wrong here, bro. Everybody support the channel, donate. Shout out to the UK, the USA. I'm out.
Yo. All right, man. That is everybody. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Any final thoughts, gentlemen? I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. PBC needs to do better.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I'm saying, at what point do we just blame
the fighter,
the promoter? Like, we're blaming the promoter, this and that, but at what point do you not have personal responsibility over your own career? Right. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it is his fault. I'm not saying it's not. Just saying. So that being said, Ray the Business, check me out on Instagram at The Business Boxing or at Ray the Business. Check me out on Instagram at The Business Boxing.
Yeah, man, I'm on kind of the same. Like, it's just not a good fight. I mean, I really hope that Al promised him something so huge or something on the back end, because he's got to understand he's going to get dragged for this fight. We're dragging him. The general public's going to drag him. He's not doing himself any favors. I get that all publicity is supposed to be good publicity, but at this point, man, I don't think this is good publicity for him, and he needs to figure something out, because now it just looks bad. Really, really bad. I mean, he could have gone so many other routes. Al, I don't know who's making the decisions for real, but like, they could have won so many different routes with this. And two, as much as we complain about the Top Rank diet, man, I don't know. We might have to start looking at PBC now. Like, they spoon feeding some of these guys out here. But Adrian, you can catch me out at Black Man Jones on Instagram. I'm out, guys.
BoxingVoice.com.
At the end of the day, no makes sense to me. I'm gonna try for sure.
BoxingVoice.com.
The best fighters in the division. I just beat everybody in 168. All the champions. I just want to continue making history. They have nothing to offer. Yeah, but for me, it don't make sense. And I fight the winner of all of them. But you guys always asking too much to me.
I don't care what they feel.
BoxingVoice.com.